You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings.
There we are. Are we on?
We are on.
Brewtiful morning from Rutherford. Thank you for joining us. As you can tell, Doug and Magnolia's got us on the road this morning, but we're tickled to death or where we are. I wonder if people can tell where we are. You can tell them. Where are we?
The fire station.
We are at the fire station, and I know our police guys and public works guys are looking in, but this is probably one of your favorite places, is it not?
Yeah.
What do you like the best about the fire station? What is your fun thing to look at?
And besides, I might come here after school.
You might come here after school. In fact, your preschool came over here, didn't they? And they visited all the trucks and all the firemen. Everybody told you what to do. But it's great to have everybody with us this morning. Try to be with us every Friday morning at 8:30. We try to bring to you what's happening in our community. And today is a special day in that we are at a very special place. You're going to see some great work that we are doing in this building, but also for our community, but also for the people that work here. So it's a great advantage for them to be a part of it. And they do such a great job that we want to do some special things for them to make some improvement. I often think about this as about being the new fire station, but it's 20 plus years old. So it lost newness a long time ago. So you're going to see some fabulous things that's going on here, and meet some guys and ladies that are doing a fabulous job for the town of Rutherford. Anything you want to say, our good buddy?
No.
He said no. So I guess that's time for us to leave. Thank you. And
Thank you.
oh God, this is a special week because we're going to wish you a happy Thanksgiving next week. A very special day where we can set aside to give thanks, and we give thanks for this department and the people who work here. Hey, listen to me. Listen, you're one of the reasons I can say thanks for. Okay? Okay. Great job. Thank you guys for getting us on. Doug, I'll turn it back over to you and Magnolia. And thanks, Chief, for letting us stop by.
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Bye, Mayor. Happy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
See ya.
Jackson. Yeah, so last week we were talking on Brewtiful Mornings that we want to kind of give a behind-the-scenes tour over here at Rutherford Fire and Rescue. And so, good morning, Chief Harold.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Wanted to kind of ask a few questions before we get out of the cold this morning.
Yeah.
How long have you been a member here of the fire department?
I'll be here 17 years in January.
And how many years as Chief?
3 in January.
Time flies.
Yes,
fun,
yes,
doesn't
it does.
So, do you know, Mayor? I know I heard the mayor was talking about it and kind of letting folks know the fire station here on North Mitchell Street. It's been here how long?
Since 1995, it was built, and I believe they moved in early 1996.
So, quite a number of years, and being staffed 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's had its fair share of beats and bangs along the way, and
Right.
it was time for kind of a little facelift to give it another 25 plus years of service to the town. So what we want to do this morning, we're about, I would say, maybe a third of the way.
Probably third to half, going on half.
Yeah,
probably.
somewhere in there, a third to a half of the way through the renovations. And we wanted to kind of give you all a behind the scenes tour of what's going on here, some of the things that we're doing at the fire station, so you can kind of understand as you drive by and see the activity, what some of the things are that we're up to. Before we get in out of the cold, one of the things that we started off with was the new sign behind us, right?
Yes.
And there's been a lot of questions with the new sign that's been put in, but the sign really kind of matches the truck. So I'll turn the camera around here in a minute, but can you kind of walk people through the sign, maybe some heritage of the scroll, and exactly what this means about 26 down here at the bottom?
Yeah. So I can't tell you a whole lot about the scroll. I know Chief Blanton had something to do with that many years ago, but it's kind of become a trademark here, if you will. Also, the 26 house, it's a fire station, but we like to call it a firehouse because it is home away from home for many. So the 26 is given to our fire station by the county as a way to identify it. So each fire station in the county has their own number, and we're 26.
So that would make a lot of sense why our newest truck in the fleet is Squad 26. Mm-hmm. And then just around the corner, peeking out in front of the squad down there, is Ladder 26. And so that's because they come out of the 26 house.
Right.
All right. So Magnolia, take it away for a minute on some announcements. I'm going to turn the camera around, and then we'll take everybody kind of through a behind-the-scenes tour.
Oh gosh. Well, I guess like the first announcement that I will let everybody in on is since next week is Thanksgiving, we are not going to be doing Brewtiful Mornings on Friday. We'll do a quick quick live session or something on Wednesday. We're going to try and get some special guests to talk about some exciting things that are happening about supporting local businesses. So once we get that scheduled away, we'll make the live and put the announcement out on Facebook. And of course, okay, Doug, are you still there?
So before we go inside,
Let me let them know.
Some of the
All right. Well, they're trying to get their internet situated.
Hear us now?
Hey, Doug, you kind of cut out for a minute, so we did not hear anything that you said.
Good deal. So we're back now. Wanted to kind of give an exterior update first. So some of the things that are underway are new garage doors, new bay doors for the front half of the station. We'll walk through the back half here in a minute. But if you remember driving by, these doors were white, and they were probably one of the most used items here, except for our trucks and our staff. But these are all new commercial doors to match the building, and really, really excited about them. They've got UV protection to protect the trucks, protect the paint job. Later this winter or early next spring, when the temperatures come in, we're also going to be recoating this standing seam metal roof. So the metal is good, but it's starting to fade, especially up top, and it'll be recoated to match the same brown as the doors. So we're really excited about that. It'll really kind of bring a whole new look to the front of the building. And then out front, we've done some re-concrete work where these two bays here, these two doors, see the most action. Normally on any given day, the squad would be in that first bay, and Ladder 26 would be in this second bay. And those are what we call our first out apparatus. So anytime there's an emergency call here in Rutherfordton, the squad is the first truck to go out with staff on it, and then the ladder would be the second. So they've seen a lot of action, and there were some cracks and drainage issues, and so that's why you see the new concrete here. And so we're really excited about that. Chief, anything you want to add on the outside other than that and the signs?
No, I believe that covers it.
All right, well, we're going to take a walk inside and kind of show you through. So what we've tried to do during the construction is, obviously, this is an active firehouse. We have staff here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so we've had to kind of rearrange some things and stage construction so that we can always be ready to respond. And so we call this kind of the business side of the house. This is where the offices are, the training rooms. And then the other side of the house that we'll go to is where most of the action is going on right now, is our living quarters. That's where the guys sleep, shower, hang out. They're here 24 hours a day. So like Chief said, it's like their house. So a lot of the renovations are going on in the bays and on the house side right now. And then once that's completed, we'll start on the office side because the guys have to have somewhere to sleep. So we'll show you kind of what they've been up to here, their dorm room. One of the things that we are working on is in the what we call the shift office or the watch room. This is where all the paperwork is done, fire incident reports are done. We're kind of getting some new millwork, new cabinets in here, a true mailbox for all of our staff. This will be some books with reference materials for the district. obviously some new storage here. And then on the opposite side are 2 new workstations. So previously we had one workstation where the guys could come in or girls could come in and do their reports and kind of plan for the day. Now we'll have 2 of those as we're growing. So this is going to be a really neat kind of space here. This is, again, this is kind of the shift office. They can see the front door, they can see the side hallway, and then there's an exit right here out to the apparatus floor. So if they get a call during the day, they can go right out on the apparatus floor. On this side, some of the major things that you'll see is really just more cosmetic. New carpet in the offices. The carpet's 27 years old and it's got a lot of stains and dinges on it. And then new floors over here. So we'll be removing all of these old floors. And then paint. So new paint in this area, kind of and you'll see the color scheme in the floors when we go to the other side.
And restroom remodel.
Yeah, and then take you behind the scenes. We'll make sure nobody's in there. Just a little restroom remodel. Again, you can see 25 years of service. That's clean. That's clean. Is just trying to make sure we get all this stuff updated after 25 years. So good morning, everybody. This is a new kitchen. Used to be a conference room, but this is a kitchen because of all the changes and updates. And this used to be our training room, and temporarily it is what we call dorm room. So all the furniture and beds have been moved all into one open living quarters. In this room, we're actually going to change the layout, right, Chief?
Right.
So right now, when it's usually a training room, there's tables and chairs going in this direction. And in order to get a little bit more space and take advantage of the 2 exit doors in the hallway, we're going to move that screen to this wall and have a little bit more room for our staff to do their trainings in here. So as soon as the living quarters side is done, all of this furniture will be moved back over there, and then the renovations will start on this side. Magnolia, I can't see the questions coming in, so help me out. If anybody has questions of what we're up to, questions of the fire station, please let me know.
Of course, we haven't had any questions come in, but a lot of praise on how good the fire station is looking.
Awesome. So in here, in what we call the apparatus floor, or the bay floors, kind of a fancy way to say garage in the fire service. Out here is really just a lot of improvements that are for life safety, health and wellness of our staff. So when the station was built 20 plus years ago, the technology for what we call exhaust removal was where it was 27 years ago. And these 2 air ducts, so this one here and this one here, were designed so that when the trucks and the diesel exhaust kicks on, those are meant to pull the dirty air out of the area and exhaust it to the outside of the building. And those are obviously antiquated technology. And so those will be removed, and what we're installing are these Air King systems. So there's one there, there's one you can kind of see over in that little area there, and I'll spin around right here. There's 2 on this side of the building, and that is a 3-stage filtration system for our staff. So when the trucks kick on, it's a wireless technology, and those will begin to clean the air, and you can see the filters there. So it's a 3-stage filter technology that allows the staff here to not have to breathe in the particles and soot that are generated by some of the diesel engines. And you can see on the wall kind of what we're talking about here. So that'll be repainted. That's one thing. And then obviously our staff spends a lot of time out here on the bay floor throughout the day. So if they're not in the office, most days you can see them out in the bay floor. They'll be training, they'll be taking care of the apparatus, they'll be doing their truck checks. And just for their quality of time out here and for some efficiencies, we have added a fan to this area. So they can turn that fan on, get a little airflow in here. And then for heating and cooling purposes, it'll allow us a little bit more flexibility to keep the building and the trucks heated and cooled at a more efficient rate. So that's kind of the biggest upgrades here. Obviously, you see the garage doors. So the front 5 bays are all under construction right now. Matter of fact, the door company should be back anytime now to start those. And then on the rear doors, because they don't see as much action, what we're doing there are kind of preventative maintenance items. So all new rollers, new bearings, new springs, new motors. So the door panels themselves will stay, but all of the hardware that makes them go up and down on a daily basis will be refreshed. Oh, and the lockers. Do you want to talk about the lockers, Chief?
Yeah, so you see our old gear lockers here where the guys store their gear during the day. We'll have 2 new rolling sets like you see here. And then this wall where the commercial refrigerator is, that'll be moved. That whole wall will have a set of gear lockers on it for our part-time volunteer staff to store their gear while they're here ready to respond to calls.
Awesome. And then once all the work is done out here, this floor is going to be sandblasted and then just resealed. So the floor out here will have a whole new seal on it. It's just a natural concrete floor, but we want to get that sealer on there to protect it. So most of the changes that you're going to see today are in the living quarter side because that's where we are in the construction phase. So when we walked into this a while ago, before we started, this was all carpet. So all the carpet's been removed. The old kitchen cabinets have been removed. The bathrooms have been removed, and the walls have been repainted. The ceiling tile and lights have been upgraded to LED lights, new ceiling tile, new insulation above the ceiling, and a new HVAC system on this side. So again, our HVAC system over here was 27 years old, and it was time for an upgrade on that. So all those systems have been installed. The millwork is just about ready to be finished up. They were here this week putting that in. They'll be back today to kind of button this up and get the kitchen back in shape. So, Chief, the kitchen before was kind of similar layout, but a little different. I know the table's not here, but can you kind of walk through one of the things that we're doing on the upgrade for the kitchen?
Yeah, so prior we had a cabinet come out this way and it was L-shaped. So it worked while they were just, 1 or 2 on duty when it was built. But as we've grown, have more staffing, especially during the day, we run out of places to eat. So what we decided was to cut this off here against the wall and then get us a kitchen table that we can actually all sit down, 6 or 8 people to have a nice meal.
Yeah, and kind of the cool thing about the 6 or 8 people is normally on any given day, there's 2 to 3 guys or firefighters that are on shift. But with this being a volunteer kind of combination department, there's always people coming through. So we want everybody to feel included, feel as like part of the family when they sit down to eat. So yeah, this is going to be a really neat little space here. There'll be a microwave that goes, as a matter of fact, they're here. The microwave will go just to the right of the stove. And then this area here is kind of the coffee bar. So we've got a coffee machine that's on the other side. It'll go right here. And a new hood that'll go above the stove. It's there. So new fridge that'll go in here. So some new appliances, some used appliances that are somewhat new. And then really just kind of taking care of a few things. So these cabinets are new. These are what we call our shift cabinets. So we have 3 shifts that work 24 hours a day. Each one of the shifts will have a place to store their own provisions, food supplies, that kind of thing outside of the kitchen to give them a little more personal space every day. We've never had those before, and that's kind of exciting. We've got 3 bedrooms over here. Again, new HVAC, and we'll walk you through. This one's got a little bit farther along in this bathroom. So new vanities, and one of the upgrades to the vanities here is our vanities before didn't even have any drawers in them. So now the firefighters that share this bedroom, each one of them get their own drawer so they can at least keep toothbrushes and that kind of stuff without having to bring bags in. The vanity in the other one has a few more drawers. New shower inserts. You can see we didn't change the walls here, but just new hardware behind the wall. So new shower valve, new faucets, just kind of doing an upgrade and new inserts. And you can kind of see the color scheme that they're going with here. A little bit more modern, high impact vinyl flooring, plank flooring, a little bit easier to maintain. This was all carpet over here, so kind of hard to maintain and a little dingy. So we're getting close. The goal is to try and have this side done before the Thanksgiving break. We're working hard to get that done before Thanksgiving. We'll move everybody back over the Thanksgiving holiday, and then after Thanksgiving, first week of December, start with the renovations on the business side. Chief, anything you want to add as far as the whole process?
No, I just thank everyone that's been. I've been a player in this so far. It's a great project, and looking forward to February when it's completed.
Yeah, and I want to give a huge thank you to the Rutherton Town Council. This has been something that we've had on our capital facilities need for some time now, is to do this renovation, and I want to thank them for their leadership and kind of moving forward. We had this renovation fall at the same time. We're moving forward with Station 2 out on Baber Road, and we'll do a live video on that pretty soon. We've already signed those contracts with E.S. Walker Construction for a new roughly 5,000 square foot 2-bay station out on Baber Road. So a lot of improvements with our fire department, and want to thank the town council for their leadership to provide a safe space for our staff. And really from a recruiting standpoint, I know every time we're over here, we always talk about volunteers. You want to just maybe talk briefly about how somebody, if they've seen the behind the scenes today and they want to get involved, how do they get involved with Rutherton Fire?
Honestly, just reach out to us, stop by the fire station, email us, call us, just let us know you're interested. We actually have a full-size roster right now, which is good, but it also, people are busier now, so it takes having multiple people to be able to pick and choose from and be able to respond to things, just because everybody's having trouble with volunteerism. It doesn't matter, civic clubs, churches, fire service, same way.
Yeah. And so, yeah, like I said, the door guys should be back today. We'll get these doors operating, and that's, we wanted to give everybody the behind the scenes. I've got a lot of phone calls asking me, hey, why are the trucks facing backwards at the station? Well, the doors are in, but they're not hooked up. And so the only way to get out is out the back. And then for a while with the new concrete, as it cured and dried, we wanted to have the trucks going out the back. And so, yeah, it's been a fun little process. I want to thank our staff for continually moving things around and keeping things going. And then lastly, before we switch the camera around and kind of change topics, I want to give everybody a quick little update on the restoration process of the 1924 American LaFrance. So you can see the wheels are on. Wheels have been redone, tires, brand new tires. The paint process is well underway for the restoration of the paint. The wood running boards are being milled and sealed and coated now. The ladders have already been sealed and coated. The engine is up and running. The seat has been 100% redone and is ready to be reinstalled. And so we are much closer this year than we were last year, thanks to your help and support of raffle drawings and donations for the 1924 American LaFrance. So if you ever want to see this, come by and see it. But we're probably just a few months away from being ready to showcase it.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Magnolia, take it away on some announcements. I'm going to flip this camera around and we'll talk about just general news and announcements.
Okay, well, we did have one question come in if you or Chief want to answer it about the fire station. Kevin mentioned that he didn't see a fire pole. Is there a fire pole in the fire station?
No fire pole. Everything's single floor here, so really no need for one other than aesthetics. Sorry about that. Wish we had.
I mean, we had the opportunity to get one at the second fire station, but I don't think there's going to be one there either.
Everything's single story.
Okay. All right. What else do we have to talk about?
All right. So we talked about Brewtiful Mornings next week, Wednesday, right?
Yes. So we're not going to have it on Friday because that's going to be the holiday.
So Brewtiful Mornings next week on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving a brief update of the Rutherton Christmas Parade that'll be coming up in 2 Saturdays. So 3 Saturdays now. The Rutherton Christmas Parade, that'll be on Saturday, December the 3rd. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, December 3rd.
Saturday, December the 3rd, downtown Rutherton. And then we'll give a brief update on some of the holiday activities, holiday shopping to support local businesses in our downtown and in our local community. So that'll be next Wednesday before the Thanksgiving holiday break.
I did put the link to the Christmas parade application or registration. It is online this year, so we changed it up a little bit, but this way both Rutherfordton and Spindale have access to all of the parade registration, so we know who's going to be in it. So please fill that out by December 1st, just so we can definitely secure you a spot in the Christmas parade. Yeah, I think we've only had about 20 registrations come in so far, so please make sure that you fill that out.
Yeah. The other thing, kind of news and announcements, tomorrow, I know it's going to be chilly, but hopefully with this week's weather, everybody has started to break out their winter weather gear. But tomorrow morning is another Cars and Coffee in downtown Rutherfordton. So that goes from 8:30 to roughly 11 on the Central Street corridor. So First Street, Central Street, in and around Flyboy Pizza, the backside of the new Main Street Market, anchored with Small Town Coffee Roasters. They are going to be doing their monthly Cars and Coffee. So just come on out. If you got a classic car or you just got a car that you really like and you've got her cleaned up, bring it on out to downtown Rutherfordton. That'll be tomorrow morning, 8:30 to about 11 on Central First Street, Cars and Coffee. And then I want to say that tonight is the first open mic night at Small Town Coffee Roasters. Have you heard
They're
anything?
doing open mic night?
Yeah. While we're here, pull up their Facebook page. Monty had mentioned some brief details to me, and they're going to be starting to try to see how an open mic night will work at Small Town Coffee Roasters. I want to say tonight's the first night. Okay,
yeah. So tonight from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., it'll be their first open mic night. They'll be serving beer, wine, coffee, and good times. So open for comedy, music, poetry, storytelling, whatever you feel is right.
Oh, you think they'll do dad jokes?
Oh, please don't.
I could do dad jokes.
We want this to be successful.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah.
It's okay.
That's
really interesting.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. I saw that they were putting some lights up and getting ready for that, and so wanted to give them a big shout out. Monty and the crew at Small Town have done a great job reaching out. The last thing I want to say on my news and announcements this week, a big thank you to Michaela Beam and the students from RS Central High School. They helped us out with kicking off our Paint the Town program. So, every year we try to paint the windows and displays of downtown Rutherfordton with neat little holiday themes. And so this year we had a group of the second year in a row that RS Central High School has brought a group of art students down throughout the week to help us kind of transform some of our windows downtown. So I want to give a huge shout out to RS Central for their help, and specifically Michaela Beam, who's the art teacher up at Central. Fantastic. And stay tuned, because we've worked out an agreement and a partnership with Michaela, with the art students, and with one of our downtown business owners we were hoping to do it this year, but you know how things work. It always takes a little bit longer than you think. In 2023, we're going to be releasing a new mural that will be hand painted by the students at RS Central High School on one of our business buildings downtown. So big thank you to them for being good community partners and helping us with bringing some art to downtown Rutherfordton. So if you want to see some of the displays, Acadia North Star has some displays, Main Street Coffee and Ice Cream, I believe Hills Hardware, the Daily Courier, Foothills Planning Commission. I'm sure I'm missing some. The Town Hall, the police department's got a really cool Scooby-Doo theme on it, and Norris Public Library. So those are just a few of the buildings downtown that have been painted.
Yes, and thank you, John. I see your comment. So after the Christmas parade and tree lighting ceremony, they're doing a Christmas vibe night over at the Blue Ridge Hope Village. So that's open for middle school and high schoolers. So definitely check out their Facebook of Hope Works and get all of the details from there.
Very cool. Well, thank you for being with us this morning. Thank you for working through some of the technology things, as kind of doing a behind the scenes. We will do, when we get a little closer along, say when we get about another third of the way through or closer to the finish line, we'll do another behind the scenes tour before we do our grand opening. So once everything is completed here We are going to have kind of a reopening party for the public. So kind of a ceremony for you to come and do a behind the scenes tour and see all the things. But we will also, as we get closer to that day, we'll do another live video to show you all of the changes and maybe do some interviews with some of our staff and see how it's affected them too. But again, thank you for joining us this morning. And we look forward to seeing you next week on Wednesday. Thanks, Magnolia, for keeping us straight behind the scenes too.
Of course, I try my best. All right. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.